Hey guys, what's going on? MadSpace here, bringing you another video. So with 2020 coming to an end, I kind of just wanted to talk about something that I myself haven't had the chance to talk about, and it has to do with Nintendo and esports as a whole, not just Smash. I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of a summary of the last couple of weeks because I think it's important as we head into the new year to really think about what's been going on and how we can kind of move forward with everything that's happened. Before we get into it, guys, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider dropping a like or subscribing. It really helps me out. Also, drop a follow on Twitch if that's your thing. You don't have to, but it would be cool if you did. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. I just wanted to talk about Nintendo and the route that they have decided to go on when it comes to Smash and esports as a whole. It's been obvious over the past decade plus that Nintendo isn't really supportive of esports. This includes all of their games pretty much, where they've only really showed quote-unquote support if they have a lot in it for them as a company, not really with good intentions when it comes to the communities. So if we can go back a few weeks, this is where it kind of all ramped up again, because of course we can talk about Melee at Evo in 2013, but a lot of people weren't really around for that, so I kind of wanted to bring up the more recent things that they've been doing because I feel like that's a lot more significant than something that happened 7 years ago. So just as a quick summary, if you guys remember back in mid-November, Nintendo put out a cease and desist on Big House, and therefore they weren't able to run their Smash tournament. If you don't know what Big House is, it's basically one of the longest standing grassroots tournament series for Smash, and very popular, one of the super majors of the year, along with like Smash Con, Genesis, and Evo. Very important tournament series to the scene, and Nintendo just tossed it to the wayside like it didn't even matter. So they say that the reason is because they were going to use Slippy in order to run the tournament, and Nintendo didn't quite like that. They said things like it was a mod and talked about the integrity of using ROMs and emulators and stuff like that, which really doesn't even make any sense because ROMs and emulators are not illegal, and Slippy isn't even really a mod. It's just a code that I think the guy's name is Fuzzy was able to put together so that we can play online. It's not a mod of Melee. It's still Melee. It's just that we're able to play online. Regardless of that, Nintendo went ahead and shut it down. Despite all the bad PR they got, they showed that they didn't really care. So it actually continues on from there. A couple weeks later, they shut down the Splatoon stream, which doesn't have anything to do with Smash. It's a completely different community in general, but they just showed support for Smash and Melee specifically because that was the reason why they shut down Big House. And they had team names that said freemelee, savesmash, stuff like that, and Nintendo didn't like that. So the Splatoon tournaments, which again Nintendo quote-unquote supported, they shut that down because of the team names supporting Smash. So you could see how far they were willing to go with this. And then a couple weeks after that, they went and put a halt to a Smash Ultimate collegiate opportunity at a college in Canada, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was like St. Clair College somewhere in Ontario. And again, they seem to put out these reasons, and a lot of the time Nintendo would say, oh, we have plans to do stuff like this in the future. There's no need for you to do this, so this is our IP. We're gonna shut you down because, you know, we have opportunities like this for plays in the future. The thing is that they've done this in the past and they've never showed up to be able to do what they say. They've went ahead and said that they're gonna put circuits out for Smash. They've never done that. And then when Gimmer put out the Smash World Tour circuit before the whole pandemic happened, there's evidence that they didn't like that either. And when you tie this up with the Splatoon thing, this is Nintendo against esports as a whole, but since their biggest esport would be Smash, this basically kills the Smash scene. In a span of a few weeks, they completely killed Smash in 2020. 2020 was the year where we weren't able to have in-person majors, and Nintendo is basically shutting down the only way that we can play with each other at a tournament level. it really doesn't make any sense that they would continue to do things like this year in and year out. The reason why this makes me upset is because this sets a bad precedent for future tournament series that would be coming up, which would be like Genesis, Gommel, Evo, just all sorts of tournaments that we have every single year. That's up to question because Nintendo just goes ahead and shuts it down. The thing is, we just want to be able to play the game. If Nintendo would give supplies and money and venues and circuits and all this stuff, that would be great. That would be great to have a developer to support the esports scene. But Nintendo not only does not want to support it, it's like they want to kill it altogether, when it's so easy to just leave the consumers alone and let them play the game that they love to play. There's no losses there. There's absolutely no losses at all to just letting the consumers play the game the way that they want to play it. There's people that play the game casually, there's people that play the game competitively, and those are both viable ways to play. And to just cut off the competitive side of it just doesn't make any sense, because that's all money going to Nintendo. Nintendo has shown that they're all about money, and to just shut this down, it just does not make any sense to me why they wouldn't just leave them alone. Just leave them alone, let them play. Just let them play. It doesn't hurt Nintendo at all. But no, they want complete control of who's gonna play, if it's ever gonna be streamed, if it's ever gonna have financial support. It's just they don't want any of it. And going into 2021, we really don't know what's going to happen, because the pandemic is still in effect. We still can't have in-person tournaments, especially majors, because you have thousands of people in a confined space. So that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, probably for the entirety of 2021. The vast majority of majors are in the United States. And even if you wanted to travel to another country or continent for a major, you probably can't, because there's countries closing up their borders from certain parts of the world, so you can't even travel. It's unfortunate, but I think you can fully expect 2021 to be similar to 2020 in the sense that there's really not going to be Smash to watch or play at that level for another year, which is very, very, very disappointing. So I guess it's just a wait and see kind of thing. We know that Ludwig was able to hold his own tournament. Ludwig never held tournament brackets sponsored by Nintendo, so he doesn't have to worry about Nintendo going in and shutting him down. We just had Summit, Smash Summit Online. They never were with Nintendo or partnered with Nintendo, so we don't have to worry about that. But like I said, other big tournaments, Genesis, Pound, I think Pound was sponsored by Nintendo at one point. All these other tournament series that have been going on for many, many years, it's very concerning. We really don't know what's gonna happen, especially when this pandemic is still going on. Even when the pandemic is over and we can have tournaments again, it's going to be a lot different, I'll tell you that. I don't know how it's going to be different, but it's going to be different. And that's why I think Nintendo is just on a rampage, and they're on a mission to kill Smash as an esport. I don't know why. There's a lot in it for them, but they just want to kill it. So that's all I want to say. We can continue to try to give them bad PR and stuff like that. You know, use our hashtags to do our best to try to support this game. But at the end of the day, if Nintendo sees fit, they're just gonna shut it down. So it's a very unfortunate situation. Anyway, this is all I wanted to talk about for today. If there's any topics that you want me to address, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.